Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on the unseen threads that connects us all? Throughout life, we form meaningful bonds, whether through love, friendship, or trust. Now, these connections often feel deeper than mere physicality, as though we are inexplicably linked to certain people. But what if there is a scientific explanation for this? Could the phenomena of love and profound connection be tied to quantum entanglement? Now to explore this, let's first unpack what quantum entanglement is all about. This concept was first introduced in 1935 by the legendary Albert Einstein and his colleague Boris Podolsky and Nathan Rosen. Their paper imagined a scenario involving two particles linked in such a way that knowing something about one, like its position or momentum, would automatically reveal information about the other, no matter how far apart they were. At first glance, they seem to contradict one of quantum mechanics' most fundamental principles, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which says you can't precisely know both a particle's position and momentum at the same time. Now, Einstein and his team called this apparent contradiction the EPR paradox. Now, following their work, physicist Erwin Schrödinger coined the term entanglement, describing it as a defining feature of quantum mechanics that set it apart from classical physics. Now, Schrödinger highlighted how entanglement reveals something profound and mysterious about this universe. Even so, neither Einstein nor Schrödinger were entirely comfortable with the implications. Entanglement suggested that information could transfer between particles faster than the speed of light, directly clashing with Einstein's own theory of general relativity. He famously dismissed it as a spooky action at a distance. Now, despite the skepticism, the EPR paradox sparked intense debate among physicists. However, at the same time, there was no way to test these theoretical ideas in the real world. That changed in 1964 when physicist John Stuart Bell introduced the Bell inequality. He proposed that if quantum mechanics violated this inequality in an experiment, it would prove that entanglement does not obey the traditional rules of locality. Now, locality in simple terms means that objects need a direct physical connection to influence one another. Finally, in 1972, physicists John Clauser and Stuart Friedman conducted the first experimental test of quantum entanglement. Their groundbreaking results showed that entangled particles could indeed exchange information faster than the speed of light, confirming quantum mechanics predictions and disproving the idea of strict locality. Now imagine the same concept applied not to particles but to souls. Have you ever met someone whose presence feels like an echo of your own? A person who doesn't just understand you, but mirrors your essence in a way that feels almost otherworldly. Their energy seems to vibrate and sync with yours, creating a connection that transcends words or even logical explanation. Picture two musical instruments in a room. When one is played, the other begins to resonate as though two can feel the melody. Now, this is how two souls intertwined through a deep, intrinsic bond interact. They don't need constant dialogue to communicate. Their very existence creates an unspoken harmony. This connection reveals itself in subtle yet profound ways. For example, you might share a moment of uncanny synchronicity, thinking the same thought or experiencing the same emotions despite being miles apart. Or you might find that where one soul holds the power of fire and passion, the other brings the calmness of air. And together, they fuel a flame that burns brighter and steadier than either could alone. But this entanglement is not without its challenges. It acts like a mirror, reflecting not only the beauty, but also the shadows within you. It encourages growth, it encourages healing and self-discovery. Now, in the process, these two connected souls don't try to change one another, but instead dance through their differences, merging like two rivers that form a single powerful current. Such a connection reminds us that life is a web of unseen threads, weaving us together in ways that often transcend logic. If you're fortunate enough to encounter this resonance, cherish it. It's a rare and precious reminder that some bonds defy explanation, rooted in something eternal and infinite, much like the mysteries of the universe itself.